Iwan, thanks for joining us after the game. A little bit disappointing, obviously, with Prestatyn getting a penalty right at the end there, but just tell us how you feel the performance was tonight in comparison to what we saw on Tuesday against Newtown.
I think the word is frustrated because it's taken us 45 minutes to get going. I've held my hands up in the changing room to a degree because I thought we were in too soon at the end of the warm-up, if that makes sense. So we were in there for quite a while, just kicking our heels. So we'll have to look at that and address that quickly. But again, does that make a difference when you cross the white line? I might be a bit pedantic on myself and my management team. Who knows? But we've gone from looking like a pub team in the first half to looking like a top six side. We moved the ball, we bossed it. We got ourselves back in the game with a fantastic goal. Then we were looking like, it looked as if there was only one team in it. But on the balance of play, I think Prestatyn, for their endeavour and effort in the first half, they deserve something out of it. But it's just so frustrating that we've been pardoned by twice in a week by a referee. So I'm pleased with the reaction. I'm pleased they got themselves back into the game, and it's a point closer to safety.
So I spoke to you before the game with a little bit of the team news. We didn't mention the fact that Alex Lynch had come back into the side, obviously due to Paddy's suspension. Mm-hmm. You openly admitted that he was dropped for the cup game due to a bad run of form, but tonight was arguably his best game in it, can't they, no shit?
Yeah, definitely, and that shows a bit of character. That shows a real good character. He'll be questioning himself about the first goal. But if Robbie Parry doesn't kick out on the halfway line, that ball doesn't go in the box. It's as simple as that. And we can always point fingers towards keepers, but when you break goals down, you have to look at it in depth. And if Robbie just stays on his feet and not commit himself and dive in, then that goal doesn't go in. So Alex, it bit me a little bit, with Paddy being sent off the other night. But first and foremost, the target is to get safe. And I've been told not to compromise the squad if players don't want to be here, regardless of the Welsh Cup or not, because again, we're in transition, and we're 5 games away from the summer. Players are still fighting for the places for the summer again, and hopefully we can get safe sooner rather than later, so we can start planning. So
on to another new addition today. Obviously, Jay Gibbs' much anticipated debut for Candid now. Getting view on the sidelines, he had a pretty good first game. Yeah.
I thought he found it hard in the first half. Obviously, I thought every player found it hard because of the intensity that Prestatyn played at, and they were always going to have a go. That's the identity of Prestatyn, and it has been for the last 3 years. Yeah, you can see they're bottom of the league, but they're going through a bit of turmoil. But you can't fault the effort and endeavour out there. And Gaz Wilson, I know him quite well, and the way he's got them set out, they're going to take points off the teams around us. So Jay then, second half, going back to your question, grew into the game fantastically well. He was chasing everything down, showing good quality with his passes, nearly scoring off a free kick. And I'm really excited to see Jay having a good run of games and to see where he can take us as a club in the Welsh Premier League.
So obviously a little bit change of shape as well today. I think we seem to go with in and out of the 4-3-3 with the 3 central midfielders. Do you feel that worked a little bit better for us today? Give us a bit more on the ball.
Yeah. It's we did. Second balls has been a bit of a problem for us recently, but I think we've dipped a little bit in fitness, given the conditions and so forth. So it's been difficult to get them in and get them running, but. We've got a free weekend next week, and we'll be bringing them in for 3 times, 3 contacts in that week to kind of get them a bit sharper, get them a bit fitter. But again, we did show commitment and endeavour, but it's taken us 45 minutes to do that. Again, the rotations worked quite well. I thought Harty, held his position well. Danny, tried to do his third man runs quite effectively, and Jay just trying to get in and around Mark Willow higher up the pitch. But there's a sense about us, and it's just so frustrating that we can't get that win at the moment.
Yeah, it must be frustrating, as you say. Like I started saying, obviously with the Prestatyn getting the penalty so late on, but I think with recent results and seems to be a little bit of negativity about the place and results not going our way and the referees' performances. Regardless, it's nice to focus on the positives after the game. Overall, say performance was better. Full squad back in. That's got to be something at least to take into the next 5 games now and go, better, pleased with that.
Definitely, and that's how I've gone from losing my rag at half time to praising the players, because you can sense it, they are hurting, they are feeling the effects, and they're feeling the pressure that they're not winning games and so forth, and that does show that they care to a degree. And you know, I've been quite vocal and critical over the past few weeks, but you know, again tonight in the second half, you know, that's why I'm being critical and vocal, is because I know it's within them. You know, I've got a good, honest squad of players, you know, for the Welsh Premier League, and if we can just get that tempo, that bit of grit and determination from the first minute to the last, then, you know, who knows what we can achieve. You know, why can't we go for the rest of the season unbeaten?
Yeah, some big games coming up. Like you just mentioned, there's a week's break next week, and with the way the fixtures have fallen over the last week, obviously I haven't had that much contact time with the players and training, so it's got to be nice now to have those 2 weeks ahead of you. And then we go into what's becoming a little bit of a bogey side of yours since you've come in and going away to Newtown. So you're hoping you can do the business this time.
Yeah, it's bugging me a little bit, because I'm quite good friends with Chris Hughes, and he's got one over me, 3 times now this season. But you know, we've got 5 contacts between now and that game, so hopefully we can prepare. We'll have a think, we'll address what we've seen tonight. You know, I'll have a look at the footage, which is always, you know, appreciated. So we'll dissect it. It'll take me days to dissect it and try and think of a game plan to try and nullify Newtown, because you know, they are a good side. They've been with each other for so long. You know, they've achieved things in Chris's tenure, and that's what I want to try and do. You know, given a full pre-season campaign behind me, you know, getting my implementation of the way that I want to go about things, the philosophy, the pressing high up the pitch, the possession boxes, the playing through lines. So it'll come, but it's been a fantastic learning curve for me. You know, coming in at the point I did. You know, trying to kind of learn about myself in dealing with adversity and losing games, and you know, because I've been used to winning games at the previous level. So it's a good learning curve, and I'm sure, you know, regardless of how frustrated I am now, it'll stand me in good stead going into the future.
Brilliant. Cheers for your time, Iwan.
Brilliant. Thank you.